Welcome back to the MLP Mesa by Margaritaville. Next up, it's the Arizona Drive versus the Atlanta Bouncers. They are in group number C, or group letter C. What number letters? I mean, why not? 1, 2, 3. Cameron Irwin alongside Adam Stone. Cameron Blackwood also on the sidelines. As you take a look now at our groups, we have Group A, B, and C. We just saw a very fantastic battle between the Bay Area Breakers and Columbus Pickleball Club, but now it's time to head on over. It's the Atlanta Bouncers facing off against the Arizona Drive. Adam, give me a little bit of a breakdown. We see a few names out there we recognize and know very well with these two teams.
Yes, and it is the complete definition of what we were talking about earlier with veterans and basically legends of the game. Christine McGrath with a new last name, Trifunovic, and then Sarah Ansboury. They've both been around from the beginning of the game, and of course with our solid veterans, we have some more unknown, very talented players throughout these two rosters. So the person that I am really looking forward to check out today is Andreas Siljestrom. New to the game, he's a decently large human being at 6'9", and he is a former ATP doubles player with a high ranking of 57 on the ATP. So he's a little bit older at 41, and I believe he's still trying to figure out some of the soft stuff with the game, but he has some electric and spin and power coming off his paddle. I can't wait to see him play this match.
Well, and he's got great personality too. We saw him yesterday out on the practice courts getting some matches in, some practice matches in. He definitely brings the power and the pace. So for the Arizona Drive, you mentioned Sarah Burr, Sarah Ansboury. It's Team Sarah squared, and then we have Wes Burrows as well as Andreas Siljestrom. For the Atlanta Bouncers, it's going to be Brooke Buckner, Christine Trifunovic, otherwise known as Christine McGrath, Hunter Johnson, and Ben Newell. I'm looking at that men's team going, ooh, that's a dangerous one.
It is, and Hunter likes that left side. He's really been coming to his own these last 6 months or so. And Ben Newell, I would say he's more of a part-time player, but electric. He actually filled in for me for the first match last season in MLP when my calf kind of exploded, Cameron. I guess that's what happens when you get to 40. Things start exploding, but he filled in admirably, and yeah, I'm expecting some big firepower, a lot of third shot drives, and poaching from Hunter Johnson and Ben Newell.
So you said third shot drives?
Oh yes, lots of those. Yeah. And I would consider Ben Newell one of the best poachers in the game. Oh, Arizona local Larry Fitzgerald in the house. A decent career at the wide receiver position. Just an absolute athlete. Loved watching that guy play. Glad he came out to check it out.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, the Arizona Cardinal for years and years.
Yeah, is 17,492 receiving yards. Is that good, Cameron?
You're stealing my numbers right now, dude. Seriously? Oh, man. He's 11-time Pro Bowler, of course, 1-time All-Pro. He was the 2016 Walter Payton Man of the Year as well, one of the most prestigious awards in the NFL. And he was also a Hall of Famer for the 2010s team. Rocked my number, the number 11. I guess I rocked his more so. Meanwhile, we're now into the way women's doubles. Out of Group C, the Bouncers, as well as the Drive. There's the lefty Burr trying to step in and cover.
And of course, Atlanta Bouncers, Fitzgerald is on the ownership group.
All day!
Really nice cross-court dink from Christine Trifunovic, who has one of the best forehand drops and dinks cross court when she gets in a really good rhythm. That's probably the best part of her game, and I expect her to try to get into that pattern as much as possible.
Great!
Trifunovic. Look at her last name on the back of her jersey.
Yeah,
that was the first thing she showed me. She goes, look.
Look.
Feeling very comfortable going towards that backhand side of Burr.
Yeah, I would actually like to see Sarah Burr mix up the pattern a little bit and not stay totally cross-court with Christine. Maybe dink up the line a little bit and get a few different patterns working for the bouncers. Sarah Burr on that counter with the lefty forehand, just sailed it long. She is out of Runaway Bay, Queensland, Australia. International event here at MLP.
I mean, we are trying to take this sport globally, so.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. It's a step in the right direction for sure.
Speaking of Australia, Riley Newman learned how to play cricket. Found that on social media.
Fun fact.
I'm like, please don't bring that to pickleball. I don't want to know what skills you learned to bring over.
He doesn't need any more skills. He's got plenty.
Some backhand power right now.
Great shot. I think Christine Trifunovic might have had the around the post there, but couldn't pull the trigger. I mentioned a large ownership group of the Atlanta Bouncers, or Arizona Drive, with Larry Fitzgerald. There's also Anheuser-Busch as a team ownership here in this match.
Sure we get that right. So the bouncers are with Anheuser-Busch and the Arizona Drive, which makes more sense. There you go.
Yes.
Larry Fitzgerald.
It does, and I was going to correct myself, but you beat me to it. Thanks so much for that, Cameron.
I gotcha. Also, part of that is Devin, Booker, Dierks, Bentley, country music star, Michael Phelps. You might know him from his days in the pool. Doug Hirsch. The list goes on and on.
I mean, that's a ridiculous, not only amount of people, but I mean, these are high-end people in what they do. It's amazing. Michael Phelps, Devin Booker, good stuff.
Trying to reach around the corner.
Yeah, a good look from Brooke Buckner. A little overextended on the Ernie attempt, but I like the idea.
I was going to say, Trifunovic not giving them much to work with, but Ansboury finds exactly the moment to attack.
Yes, and great job. Nice two-shot combination from Ansboury. And I would look for Ansboury to really be aggressive in the middle, because Christine Trifunovic has trouble changing direction sometimes and loves to go with that cross-court ball. So if Ansboury knows that Trifunovic doesn't feel comfortable going behind her, it kind of gives her free reign in the middle of the court. Looks like we have a hydration break.
It's hot out here.
7 apiece. I'm not sure who took the first hydration break here. We've got Trifunovic as well as Ansboury. Also fun to note, Trifunovic also a new mom as well, so she's now back out on the court. Her little one sitting courtside. More like sleeping courtside.
Yeah, she's a new mom and an old mom. So she's got 3 total kids.
That is true. There you go. I wouldn't say old, I'd say experienced.
I like that. I like that.
I'm giving you some lessons up here in the booth, buddy. A soon-to-be dad, you're going to need that.
I need anything I can get. Thank you.
nice change of direction from Trifunovic.
Yeah, a little bit of everything from her on that point, with 2 dinks behind Sarah Ansboury, several crisp cross-court dinks, and a very nice backhand put away to end it. Great combination.
Keeping things close, just a 1-point game. Good reach there from Ansboury.
Yeah, nice job sliding over to the middle, knowing that her partner was transitioning forward. And she got that forehand paw out there and put it right up the middle for a winner.
Yeah! Nice closeout, the 2-hand backhand, Trifunovic.
Yeah, nice little mid-pace attack setup from Buckner, and Trifunovic just sliding over to her left for the 2-handed backhand finish.
Longest rallies we've had to this point. Patience comes at a premium now.
Yeah, nice patience from the ladies. The bouncers actually got pushed all the way back to the baseline and made it back to the kitchen. Excellent job of, you know, scrambling, turning that defense, getting back up to an offensive position.
Yes.
Yeah, slight overextension from Sarah Ansboury. It's okay. I don't mind it at all. It's going to happen sometimes when you're being aggressive in the middle.
So 10-11 right now. It seems like on each of these change of end, it's been just a 1-point game. I feel like even through the first match we had here on championship court, even now. So it's really about the dust settling and finding a little bit of, I don't know, a different strategy going into the second half of these games.
Yeah, and I think we had two matches get to 14-9, and those leads shrunk. So I'm not sure we've had more than 3 or 4 points of real separation from any of these matches so far. So
no, and it's interesting too, because you have mentioned the 14-9 point. It feels like that's the score that we see time and time again. All of a sudden there's another shift that takes place. Right. So it's at this change where all of a sudden adjustments are made, and then it's the counter adjustments.
Yes, it's
all the big game of chess right now.
I mean, it's just so, these are just such pressure points. Everything's so close. You can feel like you're in a commanding lead, and then the snap of your fingers, it's all tied up. Just to see these players react to the big spots and the pressure moments, that's what MLP is all about.
Thank you.
So who will find success under the pressure here on championship court? 11-10. Buckner will have the serve.
That's it.
Nice job sliding a little bit more middle, trying to find that forehand.
Right, and then Burr was able to get it to the forehand of Trifunovic, who really loves that 2-handed backhand counter. So great spot from Burr.
But finally, Buckner finishes it off. It's French fries on the board.
No, it was an amazing point, and they just couldn't quite get out of the midcourt. Great digs right at their feet, but great sustained pressure from the bouncers.
That's it.
And another good ball.
Yeah, good stick volley from Burr, and then Ansboury able to finish.
Love watching the footwork in terms of defensive play. Just how steady these women are, slowing their feet. Staying nice and balanced.
Yep. Let's go, Christine. So
just missed, but a nice deep, crisp volley from Trifunovic, making it tough on Burr.
13-12. That's it.
Yeah, quite a few points here, Cameron, with one team at the kitchen and one not quite being able to get there. So I know that mid-court area or back of the court is tough, but they got to find a way to get forward.
Some help from the net, but you mentioned that the Arizona Drive finally found themselves up at the kitchen line. It took about 4 or 5 balls to get there.
Yeah, a little bad luck on that one. Didn't quite commit to that one-handed speed up, Sarah Burr.
There we go.
2 tough ones there for the drive. One at Burr, one at Ansboury. Tough let court adjustments.
13.
Yeah, that's the spot for Trifunovic for sure. Really whipping through that two-handed backhand. Loves to hit it cross court, and she did so beautifully right there.
So 16-13, Buckner and Trifunovic on top with a 3-point advantage. They're going to talk to their team as well as Ansboury and Burr right now. You see Siljestrom and Wesley Burrows. They'll be up next in terms of men's doubles. We've also got action happening just about everywhere you look here at the Legacy Sports Complex. Actually, your wife's on court behind us.
I see that, and it looks like she's in a bit of a dicey situation at 18-20. Well, that's going to help. Sierra Gaitan-Leach with a nice overhead. But yeah, as we saw in the previous match, Cameron, I'm not seeing a designated coach, so it looks like the players are conversing among themselves on this timeout, and we saw it earlier in our previous match where we had 2 established coaches. All the teams are a little bit different in that regard.
So 16-13. Look, welcome to our lovely position because we've got one heck of a shot up here too.
I was taking notes. I was looking professional for that shot.
I feel like we're gonna call this the bird's nest because we're higher than anybody here at Championship Court.
It's true.
We've got a great view. Might have been also the chilliest view. But now we're getting a nice little suntan. Somebody find Adam Stone some sunscreen for his earlobes.
That's right.
And the same shot right there from Burr. She's having success. The cross-court speed up, I feel like, has been a new thing in pickleball just within the last year, finding the location there.
16.
And I should also say this, the cross-court, cross-body speed up.
Yes, and the thing is with the new paddle technology, even though you're giving your opponent a little more time, you can get so much pace and spin on the ball that is a little bit more of an option to go cross-court.
Bit of a hands battle now. And finds the right hip.
Big come on from Sarah Ansboury, and you're exactly right. You don't always have to go to that dominant right shoulder. You can go at the hip as well, and it kind of forces your opponent into that scoop shot, which is very difficult to execute.
Again.
Out, goal, right here, great point.
And that one, I think, may have been about 3 inches too high for Sarah Ansboury. She got a little vertical on this one, but didn't quite hit the right part of a paddle.
She was elevating her grunts, too. How could she miss it with each grunt a little bit more?
And that was the same pattern she was looking for.
Yeah, Burr was there in the middle. So, but you have to give Trifunovic some credit because she was much more ready for that forehand counter that time.
That's it.
And that is a great dink from Burr right there.
Yeah, I would probably say not knocking her at all, but Buckner has probably hit the fewest balls so far in this match.
Nice try.
And a good leave.
Yeah, good leave and a good look. She obviously needed to be aggressive with that forehand in the middle, but sailed it long, and a nice let go from Arizona.
Paddles on that one that caused some problems.
Yeah, tough luck. A little bit of confusion in the middle these last couple minutes. As you can see, Ansboury taking much more court than Buckner. Buckner's kind of letting Trifunovic do her thing over there, and I think that's a good strategy right now. Some slight overextension from Ansboury. We'll see if they can get it sorted out.
It's hard when you feel like you want to try and get more and more involved, and partners seeing 90% of the ball. So there is game number 1 for the Atlanta Bouncers, picking up the victory 21-17. So Buckner and Trifunovic doing a solid job getting their team on the board first.
Yeah, I think solid was the perfect word to describe that performance. Nothing crazy, no you know, left side player just trying to get in there at any moment. It was just solid cross-court dinking and then picking their spots when they had them. Very, very composed and collected win from those two.
Great composure from Trifunovic as well as Buckner. They're now alongside Cameron Blackwood, the 3rd member of our crew.
What a great win for you guys. This is your first time to MLP. We're so happy to have you. How does the mind shift change from playing on the PPA Tour and coming to the team aspect of MLP?
Yeah, I mean, the rally scoring means every point matters, but the PPA and how high level that is really sets you up to focus on every point. I'm excited to be here.
You guys seem to have some chemistry out there, moving seamlessly, but how many weeks did you have to train before you stepped on the court this morning?
Yesterday was our first practice, but Brooke is very solid. Is an awesome player. So yeah, lots of fun.
There you guys have it. They're up 1-0. We're going to head into men's doubles right after this. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I'm sitting from the ground, now I'm dancing on the half rise. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
At From With Pickleball, we believe in the power of our sport to unite a community. We have introduced hundreds of people to pickleball by funding a 10-court public facility in our hometown with leagues and lessons to make everyone feel valued. We take that same approach to our business with personalized customer service and same-day shipping from our huge inventory. When you order from With Pickleball, you're supporting a small business and a diverse community of pickleball fanatics. We have the gear you need and the service you can trust.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Take a look out towards our grandstand where there's another epic battle, men's battle now underway. We've got Greg Dow and Rob Nunnery against Brandon French and Chuck Taylor.
Chucky T.
Meanwhile, championship court, men are now getting underway. 6'9". That's Siljestrom on the right side right now, standing in the sunbeam. Wesley Burrows, a fantastic tennis player out of Thousand Oaks, now on the pickleball court.
He's good buddies with Sam Query. Played Sam's first tournament a couple weeks ago. Love to see that. And I'll tell you right now, Cameron, of course I'm about to say this, so we'll see some extended dink rallies, but I'm expecting a lot of offensive fireworks from this matchup. Oh, there he is right there on screen, checking out his buddy play.
Sam Query, of course, great ATP pro tennis player. I believe he made semifinals Wimbledon 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
But
I'm pretty sure I think I'm right on that.
And I believe he got to number 11 in the world at the height of his powers, which is not too shabby, Cameron.
So he's now found his way to the pickleball court. There's a look at Ben Newell. He's playing alongside Hunter Johnson, also a pro tennis player.
Ben Newell, great calves. Some of the best calves in the game, I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, that's important. That's critical as you look at the head-to-head between these two teams. Win probability a bit more lopsided here.
And I think that is a little off just because of the sample size of Siljestrom. He's only played a couple tournaments. Johnson's been playing a lot. Newell, part-time player, but been around for a couple years. So I think that is a little bit off just because of the sample size, but who knows? We'll see.
Well, let's see if we can adjust that sample size now as he is out on the court.
Yeah,
so Newell is now the lefty who will get things started.
Yeah, and I like this matchup with Burrows on the left and Siljestrom on the right, really using that reach to speed up a lot of forehands is what I expect.
Oh, that's one way to start.
With a woo! Little Ric Flair there from Hunter Johnson.
By the way, Burrows, if you think you're coming middle, you better watch out for that line, too.
A little bit of payback with some net assistance, but as we see, 2 points, 2 third shot drives.
Watch out. That's called a reach.
Yeah, I got to play my first game against Siljestrom and some rec play yesterday. Man, ball comes off his paddle special.
I imagine it'd just be insanely frustrating because the ball will never bounce.
Yeah, good luck dropping. Yeah, good luck dropping to him.
You don't have a chance. So it's interesting too because you talk about 6'9", but usually the arm span is even longer than that.
Oh, yes.
Maybe Cameron can ask that post game.
That was our first drop of the match. 4 out of 5 third shot drives. And just couldn't come up with the 5th as Ben Newell.
Very clean right there from Siljestrom, just painting the line. Not too much pace either.
Exactly.
Off the bounce.
A little slight feathery touch from the big man there. He doesn't have to smack everyone as hard as he can. That was beautifully controlled from Siljestrom.
He's also got a big serve.
Yes, and it's not just pace or spin, it's the combination of both. Almost somehow got it past Siljestrom, but 3 inches wide on the drive from Hunter Johnson.
And a missed serve from Burrows.
First match from the boys. Got to get some kinks out. Block from Siljestrom. Wow. He's got power and he's got some touch as well. That was the most patient point of the match so far. Net aided winner for Siljestrom. tough break. Almost too juicy for West Burrows, who not only with the drive, but a very, very good athletic poacher.
Back-to-back drives from Newell, but the opposite direction, the pressure is added.
Siljestrom with that. It's not just the forehand side either that he can flip on and attack that backhand right there. Beautiful execution.
That's a nice shot from Newell.
Yeah, very athletic, one of the best movers on tour. So to see him kind of hop the corner of the kitchen with an athletic play, not surprising at all. Great dip, great topspin on the Hunter Johnson drive, catching West Burrows on the right hip.
Flying in is Newell, but backed up again.
Great play from Siljestrom, able to keep Ben Newell. I mean, that ball was 3 inches inside the baseline. Not much Ben can do with that ball.
I shouldn't have mentioned the serve.
Hey, it happens. It happens. All good. Commentator curse,
But
it's real.
It's funny, yesterday we were standing there while he was practicing. He goes, looks at us and goes, next ball's going to be an ace. And nothing was wicked. He wasn't kidding. West doing a nice job keeping those very, very shallow.
Yes, definitely. A little itchy trigger finger from Hunter Johnson on that last ball with the two-handed backhand.
To this point, Sielstrom's done a pretty nice job kind of protecting his body. You'd imagine with someone that size that kind of taking some body shots is going to be normal practice for them. 9 apiece.
Yeah, definitely, Cameron. There's advantages and disadvantages to being tall, so it's not all gravy train when you're 6'9". You gotta protect your body, and with those long levers, it's not easy.
Yeah, and try to touch your toes.
Yeah,
AKA
exactly.
short hop, right? There's a nice shot at the Frommuth booth. You get to see all the fun stuff taking place. You need to hear, I think that might be the place you could go.
Oh, we got Deckle Bar right there for the lotto. Oh, AJ Kohler, we got all the guys.
I know.
And now back on a championship court. Cameron Blackwood's in the huddle. I'm curious if she's going to start coaching up some people.
I don't see why not. I don't see.
Just get in their ear, Cameron.
She's got a good mind for the game. Get out there and give some tips, Cameron. Multitasking.
There's a look out at the grandstand mountains in the backdrop. Just a beautiful setting for the first event in 2023 on the Major League Pickleball Tour. And hey, it's the end change here, 11-9.
Shocker.
Shocker. There's going to be a question.
I didn't see it terribly cleanly, but it looked just back to me.
And Ansboury, this is the fun one. So here's a look at the shot right there. But Ansboury immediately goes, yeah, nope. Nope. We're not going to challenge this one. Please walk away. Ooh. I don't know. Look, wait for it. Right there. What do you think?
Close.
That's so close.
Well, obviously you think everything's in, Cameron, so.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, 2 quick points for Atlanta, and we're tied up. Nice stick volley and a good high backhand put away from Burrows. Not an easy shot. High to the forehand, sure, but to create that kind of pace with a one-handed high backhand, nice job. Uh-oh.
Oh, he was calling that out of bounds, Siljestrom, so that's why stop play.
So we will have a challenge on this ball on the far sideline. Yeah, I will have to say that Atlanta looked right from the get-go. As soon as that ball landed, they were very much questioning that call, and they decided to pull the trigger on the challenge. Oh yeah, yeah, that's way in, way in.
I mean, we were talking about some of the disadvantage of being 6'9". You're further away from the call, right?
Yeah, and that is one of the tougher calls, looking straight down on the
it
ball.
Is really hard.
Yeah, definitely difficult. I know I've missed a couple in my day, so.
The nicest guy in pickleball even misses one or two.
That's me?
That's you.
Oh, thanks, Cameron. Appreciate that. My vote for nicest guy in pickleball is Rob Davidson.
That's fair.
That's fair. So yes, I believe that this will be a successful challenge for the Atlanta Bouncers. And as we mentioned before, when you have a successful challenge, you get to keep your challenge and use it later in the match, which is very, very important. And that's why you see some teams kind of questioning at the beginning of a match whether they should challenge or not, because if they're incorrect early on, they're going to be in trouble.
So I'm feeling this is going to go the opposite direction. So the challenge will go in favor of the Bouncers.
We got the hype lady in full force right now.
We've got Johnson throwing his paddle on the ground. I'm not sure. I think they're having a noise off. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Like a shout off? What do you call that?
I mean,
I've worked in sports for years, and I don't even know what you call that.
No, I think you said it perfectly. It was a yell, shout off of some sort.
We had a dance off earlier.
I don't think that's the first one either. The hype lady, she's going to get some people dancing.
Organized
that's
chaos right there, and I'm loving it here on Championship Court.
It's important. It's very important. And I'll tell you right now, if you think, so that is exact overturned call, it was in. And I'll tell you right now, if you think crowd energy doesn't leak onto the court and affect the play of the players, you're crazy. Energy is huge. The players feed off of it. Just rip it. Hunter, you know you wanted to. Cardinals sent a pickleball. We talk about it all the time. Just let it fly. Can't change your mind.
I see Burrows is letting it fly now. 3 drops. Great recovery by the drive right there. They were primarily playing defense this entire rally.
Yeah, that's a great job and a great scramble from the drive, able to get back forward after 4 or 5 drop attempts from West Burrows.
Oh, he thought about it.
Yep, and that's the spot. You got to find the feet of the big man, and that's one of the issues also with being tall. Great reach, but it's a long way to go for that paddle to drop down at your feet. Decent look from Hunter Johnson. Wouldn't mind seeing him play the middle of the court a little bit more on the drives, use the athleticism of his partner to pick a couple balls off.
Oh, wow. See, that's what I think one of the hardest skills, going head up and letting that thing go.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw
especially inside out.
You saw the pace that West Burrows hit that with. For Newell to pull that paddle back is really, really high level.
Your reaction time is, what, less than 4/10 of a second? From kitchen to kitchen?
It's not a lot.
I think it's about what, or less than a baseball player from pitcher to bat.
Yeah, right. And the thing is you can only hit a pickleball around 60 miles per hour or so, but you're so close.
You're 14 feet away.
And you're talking about reach, probably more like 10,
even less.
9 or 10 feet, right? When you got the big paw of Andreas Siljestrom there, you know, I mean, come on. I mean, the reaction speed and like the fast twitch, you know, explosion of some of these athletes is incredible.
All I'm saying is that when you're standing on the kitchen line, you got somebody winding up.
Right.
You got to have some, I don't know, ice water in your veins.
Right.
Not be scared, because that ball hurts too.
Yeah.
It does not feel good.
And to be loaded up and know it's coming, to be able to counter that ball and let it go, to do both of those things, just not a lot of people have both of those skill sets. So a little mini run here from the drive after a tied up game to take that 3-point lead.
And I think Cameron Blackwood has been listening to the huddles. What you got?
Yeah, exactly what you guys were saying, that the feet is exactly where the bouncers are going to go with these two guys. They know they have a lot of length up there, but they're having issues with those balls at their feet. And it doesn't need to be powerful, it just needs to be well placed. So that's what they're looking to do on this changeover, is just place the ball well at the feet and see if they can't get back into this.
Great work from Cameron Blackwood, picking up the scouting report. It is important to note that I believe 2020 is our score out on the grandstand right now, as Dallas leads 1-0. We focus back in here on championship court.
Yeah, nice neutralization by Siljestrom and a good patient point from all 4 players, resulting in a Hunter Johnson missed dink.
I like that dink up the line from Siljestrom. That thing's got to be absolutely perfect and was well placed.
Yeah, and then nice long patient point followed up by a quick return error from Newell and a fairly commanding lead for the drive.
19-14. Good read. Johnson is all over it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of sexy time there. You know, I mean, he started the hop of the kitchen before that Siljestrom even struck the ball. That's a great read from Hunter.
You said it, not me.
Oh my goodness, there's the length and the control to be at full extension and so much closer to your opponents and keep that ball in when they can't hit it. That's just a great feathery touch from the big man.
Game point, Siljestrom and Burrows. And that spells trouble. Is that ball out of bounds?
Wes is thinking maybe it hit Ben Newell. What's happening, Cameron?
Well, I believe they're wondering if they're going to have to use a challenge here.
Oh wow, I thought Wes was like tapping paddles, and then man, wow,
I know
that was interesting. I would love some clarification.
And he's just going to go with the side out instead.
Yeah, I think Wes it was too juicy. It's just sitting up there so nice for him. Lost his focus for a second.
I don't believe that's.
Nice. Back
as a reminder to everyone, even here in championship court, it is the freeze. So there was a lot of celebration, but it is now the game. There it is. So 21-16, the Arizona drive. Burrows and Siljestrom. Siljestrom, 6'9" frame. You better watch out. He's putting people on notice. So Atlanta trails now. 0-1, or excuse me, now 1-1. As the Arizona drive have knotted things up. Siljestrom and Burrows down with Cameron Blackwood.
Andreas, you were the only one on this court right now that has not been on the MLP stage just yet. But how did you prepare mentally and physically before you stepped on the court?
I mean, I took it like a normal any tournament, you know, like you prepare the same for any tournament. So I didn't really do anything in particular. I'm happy to play in a team again because it's a lot of fun. I missed that from my college days, and you know, I hope we can get it done today. That would be a lot of fun.
And does your strategy change at all whenever you're having 2 forehands in the middle?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really not used to it. I don't play with a lot of lefties, so it's a little strange for sure playing against it. Just have to change where you're going. Right hip is left hip now, so it's all good.
You guys got it done. There you have it. We're now tied up 1-1. We're heading into mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up but I break free. No chains could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now.
Mixed doubles is up next here on championship court. Looks like we've got Ben Newell alongside Brooke Buckner getting warmed up. Who will they face off against, I guess, is the next question.
Exactly, in a big conversation from the drive. All 4 players huddled up. Looks like they have a decision coming.
So that's one of the interesting things. Once you get to that coin flip, you either get to choose to serve, receive, or the side, or you get to choose to be home or away. Each one comes with its own advantage. Most teams choosing between the home or away because that dictates if you get to respond to the mixed doubles matchup if you're the home team. If you're the away team, it is the opposite. You have to then pick first in mixed doubles, and then you get to respond in the Dreambreaker.
Exactly.
Most teams, it seems like, want to be able to respond in mix. They're like, hey, we want to get this thing done before we ever get to the Dreambreaker.
Exactly right, and that's for sure correct, because you might not even make it to the Dreambreaker, so you were going to respond in mixed every single time.
Here's a look at Sarah Ansboury, of course, from Hilton Head.
Legend of the game, been around forever, runs the Palmetto Dunes Pickleball Center in Hilton Head, and does a great job.
Beautiful.
Oh yes, it is. It is.
Oh. Fantastic location. Is out there, I think, a little over a year, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I can't even count at this point in terms of pickleball, but that place is gorgeous.
It is. I mean, I used to do family vacations there pre-pickleball. Now it has pickleball. So I mean, it's got it all. It really does.
So it looks like you're gonna have Ansboury and Burrows. Do you like this matchup? Is that what you would have chosen?
Yeah. The thing is it's super tough because Siljestrom does not have really any mixed results under his belt. He's only played men's doubles. He's out of West Palm Beach, very close to Joey Farias. So they've played a couple tournaments together. So the fact that he's such a wild card, I can't really say if this is a great matchup or not, because I don't know what Sielstrom's going to give us on the mixed court.
And again, it's important to remember as we head to mixed is Ansboury starts us off so strong that the score is now 1-1 in terms of games played.
That's right, sneaky Ernie. And
Sneaky, sneaky.
veteran. She's a veteran.
Sneaky, sneaky.
See ya.
I will have to say the lob attempt from that position was a little interesting, but
good analysis.
yeah, deep analysis there. Yeah, tough break, and you see Ben Newell really favoring the drives, and it's not just on the third shots necessarily.
No.
He will pull triggers on fifth shots and seventh shots as well, one of the few players that will do so.
Well, doing the same thing as Burrows. See her hit his third and fifth with some pace. So what makes you feel so comfortable to do that? I feel like, you know, you see people, it's always drive the third, drop the fifth. What
Right.
makes you feel comfortable enough to do third and fifth?
Well, it could be you love your drive, or it could be maybe you're not as comfortable with those drop shots. So it could be a variety of things, and I think it might be a combination of both from Newell, because his lefty drive is fantastic, but you can't fall too in love with it, especially when you're playing quality opponents.
So good.
What a snag right there from Newell.
Yeah, that's an amazing poach from Ben Newell. I said he's one of the best movers in the game.
The location of that.
To pull that cross court on the off of the lefty forehand, ridiculous.
There we go, Brooke.
Yeah, really good eye from Brooke Buckner, who counters the initial speed up from Ansboury and then pulls the alley and gets out of the way for that second speed up.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah, we are very far away from that ball, but it did look like it landed in the green. Burrows agrees.
5-3 now. And some miscommunication there. Some wicked defense, though. Brooke Buckner dropping her hips nearly all the way to the ground.
I would look to return to Ben Newell because he's so good at poaching, and Buckner's drive is pretty solid. Just keep that man
keep
back.
him back,
Keep
exactly.
Him,
but his drive is so dangerous, too. They were having some issues with that.
I'll take my chances in this situation because I believe Brooke's drive is very good.
Yeah, that's very fair. Plus, when you got the guys head-to-head, it's nice that you got Burrows covering the line there, too.
For sure, and we've also seen Newell go to that drive more frequently, so if you keep him back, he might not make it forward.
That's fair. And the foot fault from Sarah Ansboury, but again, they still go.
Come on.
Right, and he called left foot, so that means it was on the takeoff. It was her landing was clean, but she took off from the kitchen.
Let it go. Pretty low.
Wow! You talked about the drive of Brooke Buckner. That thing was like lightning.
That was disgusting.
In a good way. That was a compliment.
Yes. Look, she's got a smile on her face. Look at her.
Do it again. Do it again. Oh, man. That was a great return, though, backing her up.
I mean, that was ridiculous. Right up the middle, painting the line.
That's it.
I think that was a reasonable spot from Ben Newell. Maybe some slight extension, but I like him picking his spots there, and he was taking that at Sarah Ansboury, who was a little bit off the kitchen line.
Love it there from Buckner, her ability to change that, going cross court.
Yeah, and Burrows, the look on his face was just kind of like, really?
Well, and the recoil there,
Yeah.
so quick.
Yes.
Nice compact swing there from Buckner. Okay, want to know one of my favorite shots?
What's that?
There's a one-handed backhanded drive. I don't know what, I just think it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
I think
well-
it looks so wicked.
Well, Ben's looked pretty good on that
They look
point,
really
didn't he?
good.
Yeah, he doesn't need a forehand. His footwork's so good, he's mostly taking forehands, but he'll let it fly on the backhand side as well.
11-6 now.
We are switching ends here at Atlanta.
Yeah, I would actually look for Ansboury to be fine to dink cross court to Ben Newell, who doesn't really love his backhand dink. It seems like she's kind of forcing the ball to Buckner, and I'd kind of like to see her mix it around a little bit and even target that backhand dink of Newell. She might get a few errors, and it'll keep him out of the middle as well.
All right, back here, mixed doubles, AZ drive.
Julian Arnold and Thomas Wilson also sitting courtside. Of course, they're in our premier level.
So good, Brooke.
So today is just a prep day for them.
Yeah, great drive again from Brooke Buckner, and kind of feeling the footsteps of Newell coming to the middle forced a wide volley from Burrows.
That's it. Come on.
She was off the kitchen. He
yeah.
kind of baited her a little bit with that one, but you see Brooke Buckner going behind to the West Burrows backhand with soft shots. I like that.
There we go, Brooke.
Yeah,
Come on, Betty.
yeah, for sure. And the thing is, both male players' forehands are explosive, but neither one is terribly comfortable creating from the backhand side.
Watch.
Nice put away. Newell breaking cross court, looking for the angle, and rightfully so in that defensive position, but Burrows finding the middle.
Ansboury trying to find the middle as Buckner works around that corner, but
And the thing is there was a gap, but it closed quickly with the foot speed of Newell. Yeah, usually the head high reset is not the best strategy there, but sometimes when you get stuck in the middle of the court, it just happens.
There we go.
That's it.
Nice job by Ansboury, finding the backhand of Newell, who's hawking in the middle. We had 14-9, by the way. Again, every time it's been 14-9 too, the other team has closed the gap. See if the drive can do the same.
Yes, Brooke.
So far, that's a good look. Make it.
Ryer.
Oh, excuse me. The opposite direction. So 15. Now 15-10.
Yeah, Benny. Come on, Benny.
Yeah, a little funky side spin off the paddle from Newell. Just got Burrows a little too extended. And I'll tell you what, that Brooke Buckner two-handed backhand drive is pretty legit.
Without a doubt, so 16-10. The driver going to take a second here to have a timeout. Trying to adjust. Ansboury right now having quite the conversation with Burrows.
Yes. And yeah, right time for a timeout. It's, you know, we're getting into the latter stages of this mixed match, and you only get one, but you can't take it with you, so got to stop the momentum somehow.
Well, and you have to imagine, too, right now, scores tied 1 apiece. Do you want to add pressure to the next team up or take it away? That's the real question.
Yeah.
So right now with the Arizona drive, as a reminder, you got Siljestrom coming up next, who hasn't played much mixed. I'm curious to see if he plays the left.
I'm not sure if he needs a partner.
That's fair. Just put him out there. 1v2. Hey, maybe that's the play.
Maybe it is the play.
We'll be playing alongside Burr.
had it, Brookie.
Yeah, you heard Hunter Johnson saying you had it. I like the move from Brooke. Probably just a little bit too big of a swing as she was in a great offensive position.
Nice scoop. Nice shot again by Brooke Buckner.
And I wouldn't mind. She did a nice job going to the Newell backhand on the dink, and she went with the speed up at Buckner on the next ball, but just stick to that spot a couple times.
What a snag. Oh, but can't recover.
Yeah, and that's a great job of you know, court awareness from Buckner, knowing that Newell was in the full poach position to slide in behind him and pick up that ball. Couldn't get the point, but I like it.
Oh, no freaking way.
And that's one of my least favorite things in pickleball.
Yeah, it's just good strategy.
Oh,
Unlucky. Unlucky.
Those still hurt too, like when they pop up and they'll hit you right in the eyeball. You're like, what am I supposed to do?
That's never happened to me before.
Really? Not off a drive?
No.
Well, your head has to be above the height of the net, though.
Zinger.
Newell was on the move. He had his paddle on the ball.
Very nice, and that was at the kitchen line backhand with a little pop-up from Newell. He almost dug himself out of that hole, but I would like to see the drive kind of pick on that spot a little bit more.
Yeah, Brooke!
Oh, the third shot lob from Ansboury.
Wait.
Looks like Wes starting to get a little more assertive here.
And that was a great job of him recognizing the patterns of Buckner and how she likes to counter with the backhand cross court.
Yep.
So he sped up out of her and broke back to his side. Great job by Burrows.
That's a great call by you. Nice recognition.
That's the way!
Uh-oh. Here they come.
A little bit of pressure. Who's going to respond?
The ball was long. It's 17-18.
Come on, right here, AC. Come on, AC.
Oh, my goodness. Does it stay? No, that ball is well wide. It's 19-17. However, the Arizona Drive have put themselves in a very good position. Reminder, once we get to that 20-point mark, there is the freeze. That ball didn't even bounce.
Yeah, that was a funky. You never know if it's the ball or possible little dead spot on the court. You never know, but that something wasn't right with that bounce, no question.
It's game point. Lofted. And lofted even further out of bounds. The Atlanta Bouncers have picked up the first mixed doubles matchup.
Yeah, great match. Just a little too late from the Arizona Drive. I think they figured a couple things out, but Bouncers getting to 21 first. Well played.
So the Bouncers have yet to win the match, but they are up by 1, and now they're standing courtside with Cameron.
Ben, talk to me about the strategy of putting this team out first in the mixed doubles.
You know, Brooke was so gracious to play left side all week. So I'm a lefty, it throws a wrench in the mix. So she played left side for us to give us a chance, and that's why we went with it.
And speaking of the left side, you did play left side in the women's. You came over here and played left side. Just talk to me about the strategy change going from women's to mixed.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit of a mental switch. I trust Christine and Ben so much, but obviously with the men, Ben takes the middle a little bit more, so I just adjust accordingly, and I have 2 good partners, so it's good.
Came out on top. We're heading into the next mixed doubles. We'll be right back.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
my mama said, hard times never go away, that you're born. Hustler, when the world wants you to sing a swill, I ain't gonna go.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up but I break free. No chains could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
It does take two to make a thing go right, as it does here on the pickleball court. Oh wow, I'm really enjoying this. I've definitely been entertained, that's for sure. Definitely been entertained, and means we are about to be entertained with the second mixed doubles matchup. Again, the bouncers are up by 1 right now. So now we've got Trifunovic as well as Johnson, so they will be paired together, and Siljestrom and Burr now paired together. Be curious to see how many of those Siljestrom drives are going to be coming at Trifunovic.
Yes, I know, probably several, I would imagine. And he's definitely going to be playing the left with that lefty Sarah Burr. If there was a more established left side woman, I'm not exactly sure what would happen, but just with his reach alone, I know probably lateral movement with that size is not, you know, the biggest strength, but man, just so much reach to take over that kitchen line. I expect the big man to go for it.
We'll see if he will go for it. Now he's warming up his big serve.
Yeah, a lot of life to it, and big serve, especially in mixed doubles, can be a big factor. The fella's hitting it just a little bit heavier and kind of creates some situations where you can get stuck in the back court, and you know that's never good. We always like our percentages up at the kitchen as opposed to deeper in the court.
So much energy and life here on Championship Court. The video board in the backdrop. Caitlin Kerr keeping our crowd amped and excited.
Oh, now she's throwing out gear. You know the fans love the gear. nice throw. Caught that man. Blinded him.
Trifunovic will serve first.
He covered her side nicely on that one. He only took one step as well.
While standing on the left sideline. And that's going to be tough too. So if he's going to take more and more of those middle, and especially trying to drive that ball, they're going to find that backhand side of him immediately on the fifth.
Definitely.
To me, that's one of the tough plays to have to make. That drive to then backhand volley. Chasing is Johnson. and then can't get the stab in the middle. It was lower than he anticipated.
Great court awareness, though, from Hunter Johnson to get back. The movement and athleticism really on point for him to even get that ball back in play. Yeah, it looks like Siljestrom going to be taking a very, very large percentage of those third shots. And as you mentioned, Cameron, see if that pattern continues with him hitting that backhand on the 5th attempt.
And they're finding some open space right now on the backhand side.
Yeah, so that's basically the situation. If you can attack and get the ball to the Trifunovic forehand, go for it. If you cannot, you better play soft because her two-handed backhand counter is legit.
What a roll from Trifunovic. And there's the stab.
Yeah, big time
He's
stuff.
just waiting.
Yeah, it's big time stuff. And we talked about it in the women's match, actually. How frequently can Trifunovic go behind Siljestrom and keep him honest? Because if she cannot do so, he can cover the whole court.
There's going to be a question again whether this ball was in or out at the baseline. They're going to challenge it or not? That's the question.
I think I read Johnson's lip and said it's not even worth a challenge right now. I'm not sure if that's correct, if he's pretty confident it was in, but at 3-3, I get the thought process. It's in, huh? Yeah, it's in.
I'm not going to remark on it anymore. You have better eyes than me. You tell me if that's in or not.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely in, but see, I understand what Hunter's thinking, but I still think you got to go for it. Points are just so dang valuable.
They are. That is very true, especially in this group round.
Yeah, great eye from Burr there, who sometimes when you're in the mid-court, it's a little awkward to let some of those balls go, as that was about 6 inches wide from Trifunovic. It's so tough. You can see over there the bouncers with the spin that Siljestrom gets. There's so much hesitancy to let it go out. They're just so not confident, and I get it. I believe that was the first two-handed backhand drive we've seen from Siljestrom.
And again, Trifunovic is actually now just starting to shift even more middle to try and open up that forehand.
Mm-hmm. And a crisp ball. Catching Siljestrom on the full stretch.
It's hard because you don't want to jam your partner that much in the middle too to protect your forehand. So what do you?
It's very delicate. It's a fine line, and there's basically it's impossible to be perfect with it.
Okay.
You're gonna have some mistakes in the middle when you're taking that much court.
You have to be absolutely perfect dinking cross court when you have that reach. Take a look at this kitchen cam.
And really, it's almost like you shouldn't even dink aggressively because those balls carry too far. It's like hit those plain vanilla dinks and just hope he doesn't get his big paw in there.
Just try and keep it as shallow as possible.
Yeah, that's too good. I believe that was, we'll label that 50% skill, 50% fortunate there for Hunter Johnson. Either way, he'll take it.
Dave Fleming alongside Megan Fudge.
Yeah, Dave Fleming helping out the Dallas Pickleball Club, so that makes a lot of sense that they're chatting. Siljestrom a little too aggressive, covering that middle, coming forward. Great spot from Hunter Johnson. Yeah, you could hear that up here in the crow's nest. Or Bert, what are we, the crow's nest or the bird's nest?
Whatever you'd like.
Either way, Hunter hit that one. He wishes he had it back.
Try to think of birds in the desert. Hawk? Sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, okay.
Sounds way tougher.
I'm in.
Oh. 3 inches long.
I mean, I tell you what, if that would have landed in, he was pretty cool about letting that go. If it landed in, it would have been kind of funny. But great eye from Hunter either way.
fly ball.
Yeah, we'll give that the night-night. Night-night, not
the
coming
sleeper.
back. That's right. And a great job by Siljestrom. 2 controlled kind of 4th and 6th shots, and then he put it away cross court.
And that was perfect time in the KO of the game from Knockaround.
Yeah, they make a good pair of sunglasses. Oh, Steve Kuhn, the brainchild of MLP. We got to get a shot of him looking good with the beanie. Steve.
I think he's wearing a Dreamland beanie right now.
And why wouldn't he be? It's his dream. I like it, though. I think it's a good time to go for that inside-out lefty drive, especially with the big man Siljestrom crashing in. Couldn't convert for Burr, but I like the decision.
So 10-11 now, change of end.
Yeah, it's going to be a big 5 or 6 minutes here to close the match with Siljestrom. And Burr looking to extend this match to a Dreambreaker.
I'm everything.
All right, we got Cameron Blackwood down courtside with some special guests.
Yes, we have the owner and the GM here for the Arizona Drive, Doug Hirsch and Larry Fitzgerald. Doug, what was it about MLP that you said, I just want to invest, this is exciting stuff?
I think this is the future. It's so inclusive, every age, every ability. In 10 minutes, you can be playing and be pretty good, and obviously if you want to devote more time to it, you can get really good.
And how exciting, and where do you see pickleball going? Obviously this is the fastest growing sport in America, but where would you like to see it go here in the future?
I think it's the rage. The Olympics, it's going to be an Olympic sport soon. It's changing a lot of people's lives, and it's giving people a reason to get up and compete, and it's great exercise without getting on a Stairmaster.
And lastly, we'd like to know, how's your guys' game on the court?
We're great partners, and we're bitter rivalries.
You can't beat me in singles. You can't beat me.
I own him. I own him.
Well, thank you guys. Here we go. We have the GM and the owners of the AG Drive right now actually cheering them on. So we'll get back to the match. Back to you guys.
So the Arizona Drive have some strong GM and ownership. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Lots of support, lots of love for the game of pickleball.
Yeah, that's a safe
Apparently,
statement.
Larry can't be beat in singles.
Decent reach at the kitchen line. Yeah, great spot from Sarah Burr with a little inside-out forehand. The spin moving away from Hunter Johnson. Way to redeem herself after a missed volley on the previous point. Great spot, Sarah.
12, 13.
Nice fancy footwork from the big man. As Hunter Johnson couldn't come up with it, but excellent reach, as we've seen multiple times in this match. Tough luck from Siljestrom, stepping around to his left to hit that forehand drive, just leaving too big of a gap in the middle of the court. Of course, the net helped the bouncers on that one. Yeah, big time power from the big man. A really good job by Trifunovic to even dig that first ball, but too much sustained pressure from Andreas.
14-14 now. As a reminder, Atlanta's up by 1 game. So if the Drive pick this up, we will be going to the first Dreambreaker here on Championship Court. That ball is well in bounds.
Yeah, nice mix-up of the spot. And when it goes shoulder level, he likes to whip that thing cross court, but he found the middle on that one. As I say, you can't Ernie Downey soft. Great drop from Sarah Burr. Hunter Johnson couldn't quite come up with the Ernie.
And And that's where I was wondering. So Siljestrom stays aggressive, goes for that third shot drive right at Trifunovic. So 16 to 15 to make it 17 to 15 now. Actually, the drive up by 2. They got to be feeling pretty good. So if we're just giving a glimpse, if we're going Dreambreaker, who do you think might have the advantage there?
Let's look here. So I have not seen Andreas play singles. Like I said, I haven't seen him play mixed. Ansboury, very quality singles player back in the day, has not been playing much lately. We have Trifunovic as well. I think that this is a pretty even matchup, but I'll give the edge to Hunter Johnson, as he is definitely the best singles player of the 8.
All right, so just a little preview if we make it there. 17-15 now. What might be one of the adjustments from the bouncers? Is it just a matter of execution?
Yeah, and I mean, I think so, but I also I think the bouncers are a little bit better in those structured kind of at the kitchen line situations where Trifunovic can kind of get in a rhythm cross court with Burr. The X factor is Siljestrom has been able to get that forehand in there, so it makes it a little bit dicey on those cross court dinks. So, I mean, it is absolute crunch time here. They got to come up with something, or we're going to be playing a Dreambreaker.
I like that they tried to keep Siljestrom back, and instead of letting him hit a forehand, they went to his backhand side, so maybe a little less deadly on the backhand side from that drive.
Right, and a well-executed Ernie, too. He missed the previous one. Nice job, Hunter.
Nice stab. And it's just so tough to get that ball down against him. He just continues to show length. And Trifunovic says, I have had enough.
Wow, that was a ridiculous shot. I mean, she couldn't, her drops were not bad.
No, that last ball he grabbed out of the air, only he could do.
Yes, he hit 4 or 5 great drops out of the air, and then she rips a forehand past him. Phenomenal.
So they earned 2 back. They were down 15-17.
I believe it was his paddle. I don't think it was his foot. I'm not positive, but I think he clipped his paddle when he in the kitchen when he lost balance.
So 18-17 now. Bouncers 1-point advantage. It's a 3-point swing. And they go backhand side again. That's been the method of success for the last 4 points.
Yeah, the inside-out forehand drive from Johnson has been pretty on point throughout both of these matches. I know I mentioned that I like to see him go middle and use his male partner to poach, but that's not the best part of Trifunovic's game. So going for a little bit more behind Andreas is a good play.
Anna Bride and James Ignatowicz, also members of the premier level. See the 5s and
Power
New
couple.
York Hustlers. Yeah, you got one of those too.
Yeah, that's right. We're just a little
Here's
old.
about to be a power trio.
That's right. We're just an older version. They're a much younger version of the power couple. That's right.
So just like that, it was 15-17, 4 points the direction now of the bouncers. Also, right now, they're just 2 away from closing out this match.
Right, and even with Siljstrom's length, you can see these last 4 points, taking a lot of court, some of the downfalls of that. And that's just part of the deal. Like I mentioned earlier, it's never going to be perfect, but great awareness, and you got to give some credit to the bouncers to find some spots to keep him off balance and go behind him.
There's a look. It's just awesome. You can see our Gate and Leach. The Brooklyn Aces. Just off the toe of her paddle.
Yep, nice pressure. And great communication too. I can hear Andreas from up here kind of saying you, saying me. It's really helps.
That ball is just out of bounds. So the score is frozen. Or excuse me, 19-19, excuse me. Not until someone reaches 20.
That's why that 19-19 point is so important. Oh, Andreas didn't like that. So at 19-19 is a freeze. That's why that point is so huge.
Interesting, both those balls bounce relatively high. Right now, playing the game of patience.
Andreas in there. It's crazy. It's almost like Trifunovic is not any fault of her own, can't hit a dink he can't get to. Just, and he's not just reaching out there and doing nothing with it. He's hitting quality balls.
So chance for tie now. And calling that ball long.
I believe Johnson, yes, I think Johnson looked over at Newell, and Newell, his teammates said that he thought it was out.
Okay. So don't challenge, according to your team.
Okay, so maybe, I guess Newell wasn't as confident as he thought. They are going to go with the challenge.
So the call was out, just as a reminder, which would make the score 20-20. However, that point is being challenged.
I think we need to make a little bit more noise to let these players know that we care about how this is. There's a lot of fans in this arena right now. I'm feeling it, right?
This is a critical point right here, though.
To say the least.
Arizona needs this badly.
The hype train is building. Everyone's trickling into the stadium. You can feel the energy, Cameron. You can't really blame.
When you had Sarah out there, she's like, we're good.
Absolutely.
My team may be on the court, but I'm going to toss out some T-shirts. She knows. This is a play right here.
For the fans.
Get the crowd on your side.
For the fans.
You've heard of the 12th man. Well, how about the 5th man?
All right, let's get up on our feet for this last match.
Again, we are in the midst of a video challenge right now on a call at the baseline from Siljestrom, calling the ball out of bounds, which would knot up our score at 20 apiece. As they did have the serve. Turn missed long.
It's a lot of voice for that little girl. Tell you what, she's good, getting them going.
So the call stands
as out, and
so the score is 20 apiece.
Oh yes, exciting times.
Win
Let's
by
go.
2.
Let's go. That's what it's all about, folks.
Both teams obviously frozen. Not literally anymore. It is getting real warm over here. The layers have been shed. And now a swing the opposite direction. Drive up by 1.
Yeah, huge drive from Siljestrom, catching Trifunovic a few feet off the kitchen line. That was the key.
And right there was a massive swing by the bouncers. And then again, the Arizona drive have now taken the second mixed doubles game, which means our score is tied up at 2 apiece. Larry Fitzgerald is stoked for his team. He's giving high fives all the way around, which means, by the way, we're going to the Dreambreaker.
Oh, can't wait for this.
And that's the Joy Cam, rightly so. You're at the right spot. Get all those AZ Drive shirts in there.
Look at those moves.
Oh man, that is just epic. All right, we are with Cameron Blackwood. Go ahead, Cam.
You guys were trailing most of the match, but at the very end you found those. Andreas got really big in the middle. What was your mindset just trying to finish out, get into the Dreambreaker?
Just keep being aggressive, don't give up. We had a strategy at the start of the game. We just had to keep pressing on, and he's just an amazing partner. He did his job so well, made his presence known, so I'm so proud of us for coming back through that.
You definitely made your presence known up in the middle. How comfortable are you up at that kitchen line, knowing your wingspan can probably reach from side to side of the court?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable up at the kitchen line. It was the first like real mixed doubles I've ever played, so I'm very happy we got the W. Like that was a very tough one. We were down 18-20, but we managed to pull out in the end.
Nice. Well, you did just that. We'll get you guys going. We're headed to a Dreambreaker. We're going to head right back up to you, Cam.
The Dreambreaker is up next. You are spot on. So Siljestrom and Burr doing a nice job getting their team knotted up. Meanwhile, the Dreambreaker, they're getting warmed up again. Wesley Burrows and Sarah Ansboury. So this is our first Dreambreaker. Explain how this works.
Yes, so exactly right. So we're going to have a team that sets their lineup. You have, obviously, you have 4 players on each team, and each player plays 4 points at a time and matches up with 1 player. It could be guys versus guys. It could be guys versus girls. It's the most exciting thing in pickleball, I promise you that. And this is a very interesting Dreambreaker as well, because you really only have 2 or 3 traditional singles players, and I would say that is Wes Burrows and Hunter Johnson and a little bit of Ben Newell. I have not seen Brooke Buckner play singles. I haven't seen Siljestrom or Sarah Burr, so this is very exciting to see some of these players that don't always get in the singles mix having to play in these big spots. Brooke also has a phenomenal tennis background. I'm sure that will serve her well. As we know, tennis and pickleball, very different sports, but the singles version is the closest to tennis.
And I gotta ask too, what is the traditional kind of lineup in terms of strength do you like to see?
Yeah,
because there is an order. If you're up first, you're getting more opportunities to be out on the court, right?
It's almost like a baseball lineup. They have their best players at the top of the lineup so that that lineup turns over. So that is a big factor. Now, you might have a specific matchup that you like, and so maybe you would go out of that lineup, but I like putting your strongest players first for sure.
Who's your leadoff? That's the question. So the question will be, who is the leadoff? Who will then follow? Will we get a guys versus a girl? That's always where things get interesting.
Yeah, well, first MLP, I was on the team with Callie Smith, and she gets jacked up playing guys, so I played all girls. She played the guys, and I played the girls. It was pretty interesting.
If anyone could do it, it'd be Callie.
Yes, that's for sure. She is intense out there, so not surprising that was her answer to that question for sure.
So Brooke Buckner currently number 12 in singles on the PPA tour. So quite a phenomenal singles player herself.
We got Cameron Blackwood up here multitasking, writing down the lineup for us. We'd love to see that, Cameron, with a K. So our first matchup will be Wes Burrows versus Hunter Johnson. We will have followed by Ben Newell against Andreas Siljestrom. And then we will, for the bouncers, we will have Brooke and then Sarah Burr, and we will have Ansboury as the third spot, and following or finishing out okay, I see. That's my bad. Yes.
So Brooke versus Sarah Ansboury.
Yes.
There
Thank
you go. You got it.
It took me longer than it should have to get it, but we got there.
And then you'll have Christine Trifunovic.
Right, and
versus Burr.
And like you said, you know, fairly recently had a child, big factor on the singles court, a little less so on the doubles. And as I mentioned with Sarah Ansboury, competent singles player, but hasn't really played competitive singles for a couple years now. But that's really the last 6 months. some of the wins and some of the successes of Hunter Johnson on the singles court have been pretty ridiculous. So it's a big matchup to right off the bat to see if Wes Burrows can possibly win more points than Johnson or break even at 2-2, and I think that would be a good result for him with how great that Hunter's been playing.
Well, and that's a great point too, that maybe you're not getting 4 out of the 4, you're even 3 out of 3, but if you're going up against somebody, your job might only be, can I get 1? Can I get 2 off of this person if my partner or someone else is carrying the load elsewhere? So sometimes 1 is just enough.
Yes, 1 or a break even in the right matchup is an actual win.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So we will play to 21 total points. Again, the rotation will be every 4. Both teams will rotate in a new player every 4 rallies. I wonder if there's been a Dreambreaker elsewhere. I've been trying to look around to see. I think this is the first for 2023.
Yeah, that's a great question. I believe I saw some form of stat that said the last event at Columbus last year, there was a 40% of the matches went to Dreambreakers. I might need to double check that number, but I mean, that's a pretty dang high percentage.
That's wild.
Yes, I know. And the first MLP that I played, we had a group of 8. So we played 7 matches. We had 5 Dreambreakers of the 7 matches. So here we go.
So first to Hunter Johnson and the Atlanta Bouncers.
And Burrows had a great look at that forehand. Not an easy shot by any means, but I think he would say that he should have come up with that one.
Just wide, it's 1-0.
Yeah, just sailed it a little wide. That inside-out forehand served him so well in doubles.
Make it 2-1, Burrows.
Okay, Burrows with the one-handed backhand twice in a row. There, let it fly, baby.
Inches away. So 2 apiece. Probably what you'd expect from that matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, Burrows, absolute no slouch. I know I kind of tooted Hunter's horn there for a minute or so, but Burrows, very quality singles player in his own right.
That's a nice shot. That dipping ball from Newell.
Length versus speed. What will win? We will find out.
It's going to be hard. You got to find the edges of the court right now away from that paddle.
Definitely.
Oh, and there's the big serve. You want to see that in singles. Woo!
I mean, that's big time. You saw that bite totally off balance from Newell.
Oh, that thing is wicked. Oh, now just going long.
The look on his face says it all. But yeah, he got his opponent to stay back after the return. That's how good his serve is. You don't see that too frequently, especially in the men's game.
And Ansboury's on the board.
Ansboury fired up with a very nice carved volley with side spin moving away from Buckner.
Five, 4, drive on top. Long. Back to back now for Ansboury.
And Ansboury with the one-handed backhand. Very, very rare to see that in the women's singles game.
Especially from the baseline like that. Sometimes you see the flicks, but
Absolutely. And Ansboury had a pretty good look at that approach shot. I think it would have been trouble for Buckner, but couldn't coax it over the net.
And Buckner doing a nice job just deep into the middle.
I mean, I don't really get it because my backhand's garbage, but I think Buckner's backhand might be better than her forehand. She is really letting loose on that thing.
She definitely, that's true. So 6 apiece. We're now on to our final pairing for this first rotation. I wanted to call her McGrath. That's what we're so used to coming off the tongue, but that's Trifunovic.
Yeah, Sarah Burr able to keep that return in, but couldn't come up with the volley.
And it appears that both of them may stay at the baseline a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely see that more in the women's game, but yeah, everybody is different.
Yeah,
great ball. Had a couple loose backhands on those previous 2 points. Nothing loose about that last one. Ripped it cross court for the winner.
So back to the beginning we go. 8-all. Johnson.
Yeah, great spin. We had Burrows kind of leaning towards his left, thinking he was going to go inside out with the forehand. Got enough topspin to keep it away from the Burrows paddle.
And that was a great stab by Wes Burrows, but his foot is on the kitchen line.
Yeah, that's a tough break because you're exactly right. He was in a tough spot after a great shot from Hunter, and that was a phenomenal volley. I mean, that's just too good. I mean, he's painting a line with his forehand cross court, and then the exact same thing on the backhand. Nothing Burrows can do, just too good from Hunter.
So Hunter finds 3 in a row. That's the first time throughout this Dreambreaker anyone has scored 3 in a row. As we went around the horn. So at 11-8, we will have a change of end. Just look at Georgia Johnson.
The Florida
sitting alongside Julie Johnson. She, of course, is in the premier level.
Mama Bear. Julie Johnson, Mama Bear.
Special shout out to all of the volunteers here helping out to put on this amazing Major League Pickleball event. Give it up for the volunteers.
Change of end, and they're already ready to go. They're like, can we just get this thing started?
Absolutely.
We don't want to sit here any longer. We just got a chance there to see Trifunovic's little one. Brooks Wiley, of course. We saw the stance.
Yeah,
so 4 straight for Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Burrows, nice job of splitting those first 4, but some great shot making from Hunter Johnson to take that 4-0 sweep.
And Newell finds one.
Yeah, that's bad luck there. Wouldn't have been an easy volley for Siljestrom, but he would have had it.
13-8.
That's danger zone. Wow, that was risky. I don't know if I'd lob the 6'9" guy.
Yeah, that's a couple overheads now. One from Burrows and one from Siljestrom off the tip of the paddle.
Wow. What a shot from Ben Newell. Yeah, that's worthy of a high five.
Here we go. 15-8.
Oh, he wanted it again.
Yeah, and it wasn't the cleanest return from Siljestrom. Sometimes those shorter, lower returns can even be more effective than the deep ones. But nice job from Newell getting 3 out of 4.
Both staying baseline. Buckner just continuing to pepper middle until she finds the right opportunity. That's kind of her MO right now in this Dreambreaker so far.
Absolutely.
Going to the Ansboury.
Yeah, and I think I really like the middle approach as well from Buckner, not giving Ansboury really anything to work with and then hitting a nice crisp volley.
Ansboury decides to come to the net this time. And you gotta watch out for that. My goodness.
I think she
cross court.
I think she heard me say her backhand's better than her forehand. And
yeah, she said,
like,
watch this.
Not so fast.
Whipping that around her head.
Shoot.
18-9.
On the line, so Brooke Buckner goes 4 for 4 It is now 19-9. The Atlanta Bouncers are looking awfully good here in the Dreambreaker.
Yeah, it's been a really good 3 or 4 minutes for the Bouncers. Just phenomenal shot making.
And one more now. Trifunovic. It's now match point.
Yeah, solid passing shot from Sarah Burr.
Score is now 10-20. And not so fast. A side out now on the side of the Bouncers.
Yeah, Sarah Burr definitely trying to protect her backhand a little bit. Probably cheating a hair too much, getting herself out of position. Very nice approach shot from Sarah Burr. Pinning Trifunovic deep in her backhand corner, couldn't come up with the passing shot.
So now for the third round. Side out for Hunter Johnson. And there it is. The Atlanta Bouncers in the Dreambreaker. And with some force, 21-11.
Yeah. It's pretty lopsided in terms of how Dreambreakers go. So kudos to them, well played. Bouncers with a quality win.
So the Atlanta Bouncers, this of course was in person, like we mentioned, taking down the Arizona Drive, but happy to see our first Dreambreaker now take place. Cameron Blackwood's going to be having some fun with the entire crew from the Atlanta Bouncers. I'm curious, where are you going to start, Cam? Who's got the first question?
We're going to go straight to Brooke here because I think you were the game changer in this entire match. You played left side incredible. You killed it here on the Dreambreaker. But talk to us about the team strategy from heading into just your regular MLP format into the Dreambreaker.
Yeah, I think we all trusted our singles. So if we got to a Dreambreaker, we felt confident. We have 4 good singles players, and we had a good strategy, and we executed.
And Hunter, talk to me about what happened on the changeover, because it was a little shaky in the first half, but then you guys came out firing. You went 4-0, Ben went 4-0, Brooke killed it. What was the mind shift?
Yeah, I mean, it was cat and mouse there for a little bit, pretty tight, and me and Ben were both just like, we got to put it on our backs and try to get as many points and try to get a lead, because that's big in a Dreambreaker, get a lead and try to keep that momentum going. That way, when you get to 20, you can try to close it out.
And how nice is it to be here it's a little chilly, but it's now warming up. But how much momentum does this win give you into the rest of the weekend?
Well, very excited for the win, and we're ready for the next one. Job's not done.
And job is not done. You guys have 2 more matches today. What is you guys going to recover? What's the plan for the rest of the day for you guys?
I don't know. I think I'm ready to go. What about you guys? I want to go practice. Let's get it going.
There you guys have it. They are not done for today, but we'll be right back here on MLP Championship Court.